But before we can get to how they would act, we need to go into who are they? Why would they do anything, right? So, personality.
Alrighty, yes.
Start.
So I can start with personality. They're elite. Well, I guess they are chaotic evil. All right, as drow are, but these aren't like normal. Like, don't think of them as people. So basically, they just are insane. Most of the time, they are insane. Like they cannot even they're just so scarred and just so they just can't think like normal people. But when they come across like adventurers, they can be very cunning, and they can be actually pretty. They do have like a silver tongue,
Right.
They can talk to you.
They got that
So
plus 1 charisma.
Yeah. So they got that +1 charisma that makes you feel sad about yourself. All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just pull out from my personal anger, but yeah. So basically, they can like talk to you like a normal person, but in the inside, Driders are just sad or angry, just generally negative. Negative. All
So
right?
imagine, okay. So imagine you are you, and this is what a Drider is. They are just themselves. But then you get turned into this monstrous, ugly-looking creature with half a spider body. Just imagine how that would make you feel. That is what a Drider is. However,
Sad.
you might actually be not that bad of a person. Drider's a bad person that gets turned into this monster. So they do have shame. They have a lot of shame. They have fear, but mostly they have hatred. They hate themselves, and that is put on other people. So yeah, I mean I like to think of a Drider as the Grinch. So you have this rejected creature from society, and so we should mention that Driders are created as a punishment and then shunned from their society. So this is not like a natural occurring creature.
Oh,
This is, you're born as a person, you have your life, and then you fail your god, and she turns you into this monster, and everyone you know and love, if drow even have loves, which they do, cast you out. So
Yeah.
bad. So anyway, I'm picturing the Grinch who gets like cast out from wherever that Whoville, and just the Grinch has a heart 3 sizes too small, but the Drider's heart is just like a million sizes too small. Like it's almost gone. Like they didn't even. Drow already have a heart 3 sizes too small, so just shrinking it even more makes sense. So
literally, it doesn't even shrink. It's just not there.
yeah,
It's just not even there. But
if you were playing a Christmas campaign, I would love to see a Drider just their heart regrows and they find love again.
Well, the thing is, so for Driders, basically, if you're wondering who is this god that just does this to drow, make them Driders, who is this person? Well, to answer that question, it's Loth, the main patron of the drow, the spider queen, I guess.
Yeah.
She is awful. So half the time, most of these drow, you're asking what do they fail? One time it's kill your sister. That's your quest. If you fail that, you're a Drider now. So pretty messed up stuff. So you can even have good-hearted people turned into drow, but drow, Driders, once they turn into a Drider, they're just so angry at Loth. Sorry if I mispronounce that. Loth, just such a people. They're just angry. They could have been a good person. They're just angry or just really sad and depressed, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, in this depression, I mentioned that they are scared, and they are scared, but they're not scared of death. So they actually can be completely opposite. They can be suicidal in a way that they want to die in combat, though. I'm not necessarily sure why they would want to die in combat as opposed to just die in general.
Well, I'm pretty
but
sure
they
it's
do
Drow Society to prove honor to their
perhaps
family name or something. But they normally want to die in combat. That is Drow Society. Even some drow might try serve their masters again, which can happen, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
But some are they just want to die. So when they see a party, they're like, ooh, I can die, and they'll run in and try to kill you and break your heart.
So although they're sad, they might express that sadness by just fighting you and saying, I'm just going to attack this person.
Just angered.
But they're not going to try to lose. So they are also typically described as bloodthirsty. And this is not only because that they literally are thirsty for blood. Like, they need to drink blood every 4 days or something.
They have, like, a rage. Like, stuff just ticks them off, you know?
Well, sure, they can get angry. But a lot of, just in terms of this isn't their society, this does affect their personality. They have lost everything that their life was, right? Everything there was to be them is gone now.
So
And they're just this creature that no one likes. And so the only thing left to give their life meaning is hunting. And so if they, and they probably will, they will find hunting the only way to give meaning to their life. And so they will try to hunt you and kill you. But if they die in the process, oh well.
Yes.
They don't really care.
Yes, and, you know, you might think, so do they just kill you? They can also be very valuable to players, too. They'll probably backstab you.
Yeah,
but
very untrusting.
They can be tour guides in the Underdark.
Yep.
And if you're wondering what the Underdark is, it's not really the upside down of Stranger Things. It's
just
kind of like just a bunch of caves.
It's underground.
Yeah, it's just underground.
You live underground. But it's like vast underground. It's not like tunnels. It's like there can be huge
like caves.
yeah.
Well, not even like caves. Like what? Like just literal holes in the earth.
Yeah, like imagine
like Africa,
if you've seen the Kong movie or Godzilla versus Kong, except it's not nice down there. You know what I mean? It's
not beautiful.
But it can be that large.
Also, there's
really expansive. Yeah, there's no giant monkeys. But yeah, they can be helpful to players because they have the personality and memories of their past self. So they could have any sorts of personality types, right, that a drow would have. So that gives a lot of creativity in what you can give them, just as like how you can play them. But you always need to factor in that the drow are not trustworthy. They're all about getting a higher social standing, which we're going to talk about in a second, and that with what comes with that is a distrust of everyone around. So if they do agree to help PCs, then they will likely betray them, or they won't trust the PCs. And so if the PCs are trying to betray the Drider may be ready for that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got for personality.
Yeah, some Among Us mind games. Right. Yes, I mean, honestly, so just to sum up personality, they're sad, they're angry, they don't trust people, and they just really hate life. So, you know, that's how you should play them. They just hate life. They're salty.
Yes, but that is to color their personality, only color, because they, again, are individuals.
Yes. So you could have some nice ones.
Yeah, imagine a very, like, strong-willed person gets traumatized. That's going to be very different than, like, a very weak-willed person gets traumatized. Like, you can change how this shame and hatred and fear are expressed based off of what character you'd like to make. Because a drow, in the end, can be a completely legitimate character. Players can play as Driders. So, like, you can be
Sick.
Yeah, it's awesome, but also, why would you ever want to be a Drider? But in terms of combat, sweet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, so when you're making a Drider's personality, you need to make what would this person be without being traumatized and turned into a monstrous spider? What would they be? And then now, how does the hatred and shame affect this person? And then now you have the Drider's personality.
Yep.
Okay, motivations. So with every character, you need their motivations.
Yes. For Driders, they want to go back to the past.
They do.
Any means necessary. They're like, I do not want to be this Drider, even though I might look cool and put sad barbarians to shame. Sorry. But,
So, just to be clear, you've had past experiences with Driders that were not in your favor.
Not in my favor.
Okay. That's where all these stuff is coming from.
Just, you know, I kind of feel like, you know, this Drider wronged me in the past and made me something different, all right? Which I hate, all right? So I'm sorry if that comes out. I'm sorry,
So
guys.
you're biased in this conversation.
Well, I'm not just biased.
Driders hate you too. Don't worry about it.
God.
If you hate them, they hate you too.
But their motivations is, don't be a Drider. They just don't want to.
Right.
You know, they want to bring honor and closure back. They want to be part of society.
Yeah. On a base level, they are elves, right? And elves value beauty. You know, they value elegant, being elegant. They value that. And to be a Drider is quite the opposite of beauty and quite the opposite of being elegant. You're just this monstrous creature. You're not even like a cat creature, which I could say is like elegant as animals go. You're just a gross spider, right? And so they absolutely at a core level hate themselves. And so yes, they live in the past. They would love to go back in time and fix whatever caused them to become a Drider. That's at base level. To keep going, so that kind of is from them just being an elf. But being a drow, so this is a brief thing about Drow Society that must be known to understand a Drider's motivations. Drow Society is all about going up the societal ladder. Everything is about that, right? It's King's Landing of Game of Thrones turned evil. You have no Tyrions, you got no Jaimes. Well, later season Jaime. You have no good guys, basically. You just have a bunch of bad guys all fighting for power. And Driders are conditioned by their society to want high social standing in their society. They want it so bad. But guess where Driders fall on the social ladder purely because of what they are?
Below dirt. Literally.
Below dirt. Below slaves.
Literally, Driders are below slaves. And you might think, so when they become a Drider, they are normally pushed out of their, like, where they live. And you think, like, when people, like, kill them, no one would even want to touch them. They're that gross, but also...
No, part of the initiation, once they become a Drider, they'll drive them out by, like, throwing stones at them or, like whipping them, or they're just, like, basically, like, get out of here, you know? You know how you need an animal to leave and you have to be mean to it a little bit and then cry afterwards?
So sad.
They don't cry afterwards, and they're extra mean. You know what I mean?
See, that's why I tried to be nice to them, but no. Gotta be mean.
Oh, yeah, they're sympathetic, but they're one of those people that it's like, I pity you, but you're being a jerk. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard.
But you might think, wouldn't they just kill the Drider? They would dare not to lay a finger.
Oh, they can't.
Driders, they're supposed to be being punished. That's why they would, they wouldn't care if they died in battle. They want to be punished. And if one single drow touches a Drider, like to try and kill them, Loth will make them
that'll be bad.
Squeal.
Yeah, that'll be bad.
Yeah,
but to bring it back to what I was saying, so they have these motivations of being a drow that they want to rise in their society. But they are, by default, the lowest. And there's nothing to do about it. They could be the nicest, most awesome person. Or I guess being nice wouldn't be good in drow. They could be the most politically savvy person ever.
They could be a Tyrion.
The most capable person. But it wouldn't matter. The drow say that they're worse than slaves purely because of what they are. So that causes, in terms of their motivations, it causes themselves they just twist on the inside. Their motivations are literally impossible. They have something they want so badly, but at the same time, they know it's impossible. And so what happens? They just become twisted on the inside.
Yeah.
And they want to get it out, to impose it on other people, not necessarily like a goblin would do, as we talked about. Not like cruel, although they are cruel. But that's not their main motivation. They just, it's so unfortunate. It's just like, I'm so hurt on the inside, and I'm not even aware of how much that is affecting me. They're not aware of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how I think about it, have you seen that State Farm commercial? I think it was State Farm, where it had the person, sitting in the diner, just super sad, and then you see like the $10 bill rolled down, it has like a hook, and it has like the guy with like the fishing bowl. It's like, oh, you almost got it.
I think I've seen that one. Oh,
you almost got it. You almost got it, and the guy's like trying to reach for it. That's literally Driders, but they never get the $10.
Yeah, they can never.
It's literally right there, but they can never get it because of what they are.
And what's even worse, so imagine there were drow, like, quote unquote, dangling the $10 bill, or saying like, if you just do this, we'll give it to you. If you just do this, they would probably like that better because they at least have something to work towards, even if they never got it. But in this case, the drow are like, there's nothing you can do. Leave. Like,
yeah, literally, it's the guy with the fishing bowl. He's like, wait, what? Puts away his fishing bowl. It's like, bro, like, What are you doing?
Yeah,
Get out.
and it's not like anyone on the surface is gonna be like, oh, poor Drider, come to. No, they hate drow,
They're gonna be
and they hate
screaming.
monstrous. Yeah, it's
They're gonna be screaming. Don't scare little Timmy, all right? He's stupid, but
Yeah.
don't scare him.
So
Don't
drow
scare him.
rough, but so that's like their like big time motivations. They also are just motivated by survival in general. They will feed. They will feed. They may have a death wish to die in battle, but in general they want to survive. They're not just gonna lay down and starve themselves to death. No, that they'll hunt and hunt until something strong enough comes.
Their spider instincts kind of like kick in with
Sure.
like they're kind of like their survival.
I'm unsure whether they would have spider instincts.
Well,
I honestly
they
don't
just
think
have a
they would.
need for survival, which
Yeah.
is kind of like mysterious. You might think like, well, if they want to die, like why don't they just hang themselves? And then like we feel like why would they want to die in battle? I mean that's kind of like what spiders like actually do, like a tarantula. Like they like want to eat and stuff, but like they do not fear death. Like they will fight to the death. And it's kind of like interesting. So people are like, maybe is it like spider instincts because they got more literal
Maybe.
spider body. So maybe like.
And
There's
it would
like-
be pretty easy to hang themselves too, considering they can.
Make webs.
Not all of them, but they can make webs, and I'm sure they have lots of webs. If you can even do that
Oh
with
my
webs,
God.
I guess so.
I mean,
No, yeah, you can. I think I've witnessed a spider hang itself.
I've done that firsthand. I actually accidentally made a spider hung himself, and I felt really bad about it.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was trying to if they're in the house, you spray them with chemical warfare, bro. He just did not want to live.
Hmm.
Hung himself. I felt really
good
bad.
move.
That's probably where some of my I just
So
feel
you'd
bad
be a
for
drow.
spiders.
Yeah, you'd be a drow then. That's what you're saying.
I mean, I didn't hate the person.
We'll do a debate on drow versus elf, and
but they're the
like
high up.
yeah, surface elf. I don't know. Okay.
High
Anyway, so that's based on their motivations. The only other thing I would add is they can have a wanting for revenge.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes just to basically do the classic, like, unfinished business type stuff. But most of the time, given that they are, like, full of hate, it's revenge. And so if PCs can help a Drider to get revenge, that could be maybe a plot point in a story. But yeah, any more motivations?
I mean, not really. I mean, just like a big thing is like, yes, they want revenge, but also, every Drider's a different person, so maybe they would want like redemption. That's kind of a big one. You can actually
But they can't get it. It's not possible.
that is the sad thing. But here, like Loth will like tell you that, but in the inside she's like, if you do prove to me, I might make you, because Loth has the power all over the.
Yeah,
all
Loth
over.
could.
Loth could, but she probably won't. Unless this Drider does something literally amazing, she probably won't.
I think Loth would never do that. I think so part of being a Drider is the despair, right? It's the hopelessness. It's the you have failed and you will forever be a failure. But the minute you make one Drider redeem itself, that gives hope to all the other ones.
That is true,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I would say Loth probably wouldn't.
Well, I mean, she probably
Not that a
wouldn't
Drider would know that.
until the Drider dies, though. Kind of like, oh yeah. By the way, if you turn into
Maybe.
a Drider, you are Loth's slave in the afterlife.
Mm.
No buts. You are hers.
Literally no butts. You have a spider bottom.
Oh. Literally no.
Anyway, are we still on motivations right now?